Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the NHBL Superdome. And I'm joined here with Choppersaurus Rex, Alansaurus Rex, my broadcast partner for tonight. We're here for the Divisional Day 2, and what an exciting night it's going to be. We've got two great matches coming up here tonight. Four very experienced boxers stepping into the ring tonight. Choppy, what an exciting night as we look at the Divisionals Day 2 here tonight. Yesterday, Comfy Len and Mayor they both progressed to the Super Semis. Tonight we're seeing two other great matches for two other boxers to head to the semis. Tonight's first match, obviously, BrightBoy and Lunar Raven squaring off. And then in tonight's main event, Bax and Cooper King 64. Now, we look at our first match here. BrightBoy has been on an absolute tear. He's won two tournaments this season. He's won the Natasha Heavyweight Championship, and he just looks unstoppable. I must say, if there's a boxer who's a favorite to win this whole tournament, it has to be BrightBoy. But Lunar Raven pulling off that huge upset against White Russian Bear last weekend. That was something else, eh, Choppy?
Oh yeah, that's incredible. White Russian Bear, of course, one of the most accomplished NHBL boxers in the history of the league. Numerous accolades, numerous titles and tournaments to his name. That's just an incredible upset. And if I remember right, it was close. It was only by the one round. I mean, that's just incredible. Lunar Raven's got some serious momentum coming into this match.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, Lunar Raven, he was pulling himself down a lot. He didn't think he was going to win. But it's the same situation tonight. He is nervous. He's going up against one of the best boxers in the league at the moment in BrightBoy. How good is BrightBoy, Choppy?
I mean, his record also speaks for itself. Winner of the Natasha Heavyweight Championship, winner of tournaments this year. I mean, he's tough competition, but Lunar Raven coming into this, I mean, has already faced pretty much the toughest you can face in the NHBL. I think it's going to be a really good match. We got an upstart coming up, and then we've got this really accomplished boxer in BrightBoy, so it's going to be great to watch.
So previously, before the broadcast that we were previously discussing, it's an interesting fact. This we have not seen an American-based boxer who's actually based in the United States appear in the Sasha Heavyweight Championship since season 6, which was White Russian Bear was the last to appear as the last American-based boxer to actually appear in the Sasha Heavyweight Championship. This could be heading to yet another tournament where there is no American boxer who actually gets to the Sasha Heavyweight Championship again, as BrightBoy is in Peru and Comfy Len is still on the other side of the bracket. He's based in Europe. I mean, those are very interesting terms here. Obviously, Cooper King, 64 Bax, Lunar Raven, and Mare trying to stop that streak of non-American bosses qualifying here, Choppy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and there's always that benefit of having lower ping. It's not much of an advantage, I would say, but it is just a tidbit of one. The latency compensation is certainly necessary for folks coming out of other areas like Peru and Europe in playing on this server. I believe here in New York.
I think Peru. We were scanning BrightBoy's ping just now. It's 105, and there have been numerous boxers that have complained about the ping and the latency of some of the boxers. But last night, Comfy Len, we don't see ping from him anymore. He's only got 85 ping when he competes out of Europe. But BrightBoy's got 105 ping. And that's always been a factor in a few of his fights, as many boxers have filed disputes against it, have complained about it. They've complained that his reach is so out of control. Do you think that's going to play a factor here tonight?
Obviously, it will, as it does with every other boxer he faces from North America and especially Europe. So it's certainly going to be interesting. Disputes are always a concern, of course, against boxers that have high ping. And but the fact that he's been able to have such success with that high ping, I think, is a testament to his skills as well.
Absolutely. Now we focus on also tonight's main event where Baxter, former commentator turned boxer, managed to win a tournament this season. Him and BrightBoy are the only two boxers standing to have actually won a tournament this season, taking on the rookie of the season, Cooper King 64, in our main event tonight. Both boxers are gunning hard to make it to the semis. Both are absolutely determined that they've met multiple times on fight night level stuff. But how determined are these two guys heading into the match here tonight? Here.
Oh, I'd say very determined. I mean, Koopa King having a victory over Metro, that's also, again, some of the hardest competition you could probably face in the NHBL. Metro having a huge amount of experience. They're both probably feeling pretty good about their chances, but man, is it going to be a tough match for both of them?
Absolutely. Now tonight's matches are 4 out of 7, so there are a lot of rounds to be won here to at least progress. Do you think that both these matches will be close, or how do you think it's going to play out tonight?
Oh man, I always hate predicting these things because you never really know. And getting close is, I think, a reasonable assumption for both of them, considering Lunar Raven is coming off of such a strong success against an incredible boxer. I suspect both of them are going to be pretty close. Yeah, I wouldn't venture to guess exactly how many rounds at risk of looking like a dummy later on, but I think they're both going to be very exciting.
Okay, so we are just about to get ready for the first match of tonight here. Here comes Lunar Raven and Bright Boy to the ring. So obviously, Bright Boy, most of us thought that he was going to win this whole tournament. Well, here he goes. He's going to try to prove himself tonight here, taking on Lunar Raven, who's been around the fight night scene for a while. Quite the interesting start here.
Oh
We
my
see
goodness.
boxing with the controller be like in a monkey
This
pose.
game is glitched.
Yeah, what a show of dominance there by Bright Boy.
So here we go. The warm-up rounds are starting here. 3 warm-up rounds have commenced. Now the warm-up rounds, you can already tell how clean Bright Boy's punches were just then, Choppy, and it's like he doesn't look like he's missing a step.
No, it sure doesn't. They're both coming out really swinging. It's absolutely going to be tough. Bright Boy absolutely tends to be aggressive, as far as I remember, and that tends to be a pretty good advantage against a lot of boxers. It forces the other to be really on their heels a bit, do a whole lot of maneuvering, trying to get out of the way, really. And it's worked out pretty well for Bright Boy so far, I'd say.
Come on, move it up.
I mean, absolutely. But obviously, Lunar Raven were mostly passive, and he worked with Russian Bear in that fight. He tried to and calm down Russian's pace. Russian Bear, also known as an aggressive boxer. Luna more of a passive boxer, backing up a bit. As you can see here, trying to use the whole width of the ring here, Choppy. And as you can see, Bright Boy once again having none of it. It's just going to be one of those fights, Choppy, where it's going to matter who gets the first punch, like usual.
Yeah, absolutely. Once these two start getting within punching range, it's tough especially for Bright Boy. It's tough to let up. He really gets in close to the opposing boxer, doesn't really give them a whole lot of breathing room, and that for some folks that can be pretty overwhelming immediately, especially if he lands all of his punches like he tends to do, but pretty accurately, right within close range.
We've seen multiple boxes handle pace in very different ways, and in fact, actually, we saw that last night where Spartan tried to use his Gator Roll on Comfy Len, and Comfy Len was actually backed against the ropes, and he was trying to move out of the barrage of punches, but there are just many ways that the boxers can focus on how to calm down aggressive pace, but yet again we also think of how to manage a person who plays ultra defensively, Choppy.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. You can sometimes like sort of hang back and get them to come at you and make them bored. Really, there's a lot of different ways you can attack that.
And round number 1 is underway. BrightBoy right out of the corner, and he gets the first punch of Lunar Raven in the center of the ring. Lunar Raven is thinking, oh shit, here we go. This is not looking too good. He's down a punch, down 2 punches. BrightBoy holding center of the ring and cleaning up there. That was pretty dominant. BrightBoy barely missing any punches there, Choppy.
Absolutely. I mean, he looked really sharp on his movement too, staying in close when he needed to, and making Lunar Raven just respond to him, getting that first punch in, getting that first step up in order to gain the advantage immediately. That's tough to overcome. It really is.
Round number 2 underway. BrightBoy leads 1-0. Once again, not many boxers want to leave the sides of their half of the ring. Both in the center, trading shots. Luna actually extends into the other half side of the ring, trying to hit BrightBoy. BrightBoy just controlling, backing Luna up. He's up a punch, and he takes Luna to the corner, wipes him out. Choppy. This is a domination, as we can see, yet Luna tried to be the aggressive one that round, actually mixing it up a bit, which I'm quite surprised, because that's the way he should be trying to play.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to adapt up with your strategy, and it's really going to be Lunar Raven balls in Lunar Raven's court here. He's got to change it up in order to make something work.
Round number 3 underway here. BrightBoy again, center of the ring, but not actually extending into Luna's half. He's actually waiting for Luna to make that first punch. BrightBoy hits the first punch, backing against the side of the ropes there. Luna actually connects with a punch, misses the second punch. Oh no. BrightBoy up 3-0, connects with the last punch, and there's a dispute filed from Lunar Raven.
Disjointed hit, I think, is what he says. Hit Reg, yes.
Alright, we have looked at the footage and we saw that it was a miss instead of a hit rate issue. So the dispute is void.
Match point for BrightBoy, center of the ring. Lunar Raven is the first to approach the center, watching for BrightBoy to make the first move. Both connected for 1-for-1, both backing up. Luna backs up BrightBoy into the corner, but that is not going to be enough. And BrightBoy 4-0 sweeps Lunar Raven, and he moves to the Super Semis. Choppy.
That last round ended up being a whole lot closer than the previous ones, but even then, it's just tough. Lunar Raven looks like he just wasn't able to get anything going during all 4 of those rounds. BrightBoy just being absolutely dominant the whole time, landing every punch when necessary, dodging when it wasn't, and controlling the ring space really, really well. Even the name change at the end didn't affect anything.
Hello, BrightBoy, the monkey man himself. Look at how nicely he is dressed. Congratulations on your 4-0 win. That did look pretty easy for you. What do you reckon? What do you reckon about that match then? How do you feel?
I feel great. Great that I passed to the semifinals. Kind of same comment as Confluence, so there's a bit on that. But now that I'm on the semifinals, I have to do my very best because I don't know who's going to win. Oh, thank you, Banana.
No.
Give me the banana!
Sorry, I ate it. So, you are now through to the semi-finals. You will be facing the winner of Cooper King and Bax. Are you nervous at all for either of these two boxers? You have a big name. Both of these two are going to climb a mountain to try and fight you.
That is true. I am kind of nervous. Not for Koopa, but Baxter. Like, Koopa's a pretty good fighter. But Baxter, he's kind of like me, but like even worse. Like he's out of control, man. He has longer arms, man.
He has noodle arms.
But I made a promise.
You made a
in
promise.
the European Finals, I made a promise. I'm going to win all titles in NHBL major tournaments. I already won the Natasha Heavyweight Championship. I need to win only the Sasha, and I'm complete. I'm going to be the second-time boxer to
You
ever
try much
earn the
coffee,
2
Len?
titles. Yes, I'm
Oh
going to
boy.
I'm going to try to do that feat, as we can say it. Yeah, it will be
Well,
hard. Yes, but
oh yeah.
I'm
I don't
gonna,
doubt it's gonna be
I'm gonna
difficult,
punch
man.
through it. I'm gonna punch like you.
No, take the banana. Back to you. Back to you, Clayface. No.
Here we are for our main event. The Vatican City Superdome lights are shining on Bax and Cooper King 64. Alcatraz, our referee for tonight's main event. The warm-up rounds are just about to commence here, Choppy. But I must say, this is a very intense battle. You got Bax, who just came from the commentary scene. He's improving his boxing every day, and he's taking on the rookie of the season in Cooper King 64 for a shot at BrightBoy in the semis. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And both of them coming off of pretty solid victories here. Koopa King coming off of facing Metro, who is not slight competition in the NHBL. So Koopa King has certainly been through it to get here. Bax also winning over Random Puncher, which he's no slouch either, as far as I remember. They're both pretty primed and ready, I would say. I am sure hoping that what I said in analysis beforehand does not curse both of these matches to be sweeps. I'm hoping that we have a lot closer quality boxing in this match, and it certainly looks like it from just these couple of warm-up rounds that they seem to be trading a lot more effectively.
Well, when you look at someone like Bax, he came off a win of a Random Puncher. He actually came into this tournament with the last ever regular season tournament win. He actually was coming into this with a hell of a lot of momentum, and to take out Random Puncher, there was a lot of heat going into that fight. When we were doing the match selection, Bax was very serious that he was going to win everything. He was serious that he was going to move on to the final. He needs a good run here because Cooper King 64 obviously taking out Metro in the first is the most experienced boxer in the NHBL history heading into this. Both of these gentlemen here, Choppy, you could say that this is really the prime time for both of them.
Absolutely, I would agree with that. And this whole tournament really is just prime time for a lot of boxers. It's the last best time for any of them to shine.
Okay, here's a rerun of round number 1 after a false shotgun blast. Oh, there's aggressive backs right out the corner over Cooper. Whoa, that was quick. Well, that was quick there, Choppy. Whoa.
Absolutely, a lightning round there. Bax absolutely getting in his face and just punching and punching. What a demolishing, dominant round there from Bax.
Baxter, straight out of the corner, no hold bars, wrapping Cooper King 64, grappling him up, taking him for a journey with him, and telling him, "This is my ring. Thank you very much." He leads 1-0.
Bax seems to be a man on a mission.
Round number 2 here. Bax again. First out the corner. Cooper slower than usual. Bax with a 2-punch combo, 3-punch combo, 4-punch combo. Adios, Cooper King 64. Bax up 2-0. Kick pretty much 5 punches thrown, 5 punches hit. Choppy. Wow.
Is Bax attempting a divisional speed run? What is this? He's trying to end the rounds as soon as feasibly possible.
It seems as if Bax is connecting with every shot. There's a dispute from Cooper King 64, though. Bax hits are longer than mine.
Alright, so upon further review of the dispute, we are going to have to call it void, as looking at it, even though there were some weird moments where damage was counted, it's really not more of a ping issue, but how the game works, and we can't really punish Bax for that.
And here we go again. Bax right out of the corner. Cooper actually connects with the first punch, just barely. Bax also connecting, misses that punch. They're both... Oh, Bax with one punch lead, pushing Cooper up to the other corner. And he leads 3-0 here, Choppy. This is deep water for Cooper King 64
Yet
now.
again, almost as if Bax is trying to do a speed run of this divisional round. It's they looked like they were trading. I think their first 3 punches each were perfect trades, and then it just so happened that Koopa missed one punch there, and that turned out to be the critical difference. That Bax just a little bit more maneuvering and a couple of well-timed hits, and Bax had that round. It's now 3-0.
And now at the corner, look at how fast Cooper was there. But he misses the first punch. Bax has a 1-punch lead, and Bax 4-0 again. Another 4-0 in tonight's matches. And wow, Bax just clean sweeps Cooper King 64. He'll meet BrightBoy in the super semis. Wow. Choppy, what a performance by Bax here.
Absolutely, Koopa King throwing himself right into the teeth right there, and suffering the consequences for it. I mean, that was just hard to watch. It was as if he was trying to return that exact aggression the same way, but it completely backfired. What a shame. Bax, really, I think that might be the shortest divisional round I've seen thus far. I mean, Bax just absolutely dominant through every match, landing almost every punch. That was just absolute near perfection on his part.
This is me interviewing the ex-commentator on the sideline interview. Oh, I cannot wait. Bax, it's another 4-0. You squashed in another person. How do you feel?
I gotta be honest with you, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm feeling pretty confident. You know, it's been a really fun journey to get to this point. And not to toot my own horn, but I am pretty proud of, you know, what I've been able to put together in just a short year and a half getting into the boxing scene. I know a lot of people, especially in the up in the staff, had a lot of doubts, like, you know, just a staff guy coming down trying to box was pretty, you know, unheard of at the time. But you know, I've picked up championship gold. I've beaten a lot of great boxers, and now I'm on my way to the final four boxers ever for the NHBL champion, for the NHBL Finals. So that to me is just, you know, that's pretty crazy. And Koopa was a hell of a boxer, random puncher as well. Both of those guys tremendous athletes, and I'm sorry that I had to meet him here instead of like a championship fight. But you know, good match to Koopa, and good match to random puncher as well. Want to say thanks to him for making the time to fight me when I couldn't make the original date. So, you know, I'm feeling great right now, and I'm looking forward to my match now with BrightBoy.
Fantastic. Again, putting your name in there, Final Four, fantastic. Do you have any final words for BrightBoy coming up in this match?
Well, you know, BrightBoy, he does have a name of being, he does have a, what's the word? A bit of a notoriety for being particularly long-ranged with his reaches. And listen, I can't blame him for how the game works, but I'm feeling confident about my chances. Fight night, I proved his better a lot of times. I took that Fight Night championship away from him. I defended that Fight Night championship from him, and I'm pretty confident that I can put another 5 rounds on him to get to the championship match. I mean, he's a great boxer, don't get me wrong, but I'm feeling pretty good about old Baxter here.
Pretty dang cool. Give me a sentence to finish off to either Comfy Len, Meh, or BrightBoy here tonight. What have you got to say?
Well, there is an old catchphrase that I use to segue out of moments like this, so let me hit one more deep one from the bottom of my heart.
Here we go.
Anyways, back up to the booth with Clayface and Allosaurus Hex.
That's
Thank
my
you all
job!
for tuning in.
We're finished here tonight for our booth, but we're not finished with tonight's beaches. Joining us in the room, the bar, is our end of the line speech from Sins, and what an emotional journey he has had during his time within the NHBL. We're going to take it down to Sins. Signing off from Choppy And myself, Clayface. We're gonna take it to Sins.
Hello, everyone. I told Fedora that I was going to write a nice little speech, but then I realized, in the middle of me writing it, I've realized that my entire NHBL tenure, and really my entire life, I've always tried to go with the flow with things and just wing it. So that's what I'm going to do with this speech. I'm just going to wing it like I've always done with NHBL. Wish me luck. July 1st, 2011. I was only 12 years old back then. But that day was special because that was the first time I launched Team Fortress 2. I was just playing on my parents' desktop computer, and to say that it wasn't capable of running a video game is an understatement. Even through all the terror of lag and horrible frame rate and just me being bad at the games, considering I really didn't play first-person shooters before then, I still fell in love with the game. And as I grew as a person and as I grew through my young years to my teenage years to now to my adult years, I've realized that the game has grown with it. When I was just 14, I became an admin, a prominent admin to a very big, at the time, a very big TF2 server. When I was 15 going on 16, I formed my own boxing group that did very well in the 1 year that it was up. And then it led me here to the NHBL. For people who might not know me personally, and people who just see me how I am online, could probably think I am one of two things. One, either a gigantic you-know-what that I can't say on air, or two, full of himself. Now, I'm full of something, but that's besides the point. The people who know me in real life knows that I'm a very tender person, I'm a very caring person, I'm a very anxious and self-conscious person. And when I first came to the NHBL as a commentator, I didn't know what to expect. I was very nervous. I was very self-conscious of myself. But being in the booth with the likes of Bax, who's taught me a lot about in the commentary booth when he was a commentator too. Fedora, of course, the man himself, who's destined to do great things in the commentary world, showed me how to be more confident on the mic and how to be confident in front of the community. More so that when I was able to become the lead coordinator of NHBL Fight Night, I was able to expand on a lot of things that I did with my original group, my original boxing group. And from then on, the rest is quite essentially history. And I could go for hours and hours of telling you a bunch of stories, not only from NHBL, but from my entire TF2 history and what made the little kid who first launched the game just about 10 years ago. 10 years ago. The kid who's, I don't even remember what username I even used back then, to finally come from Sins of Darkness to Sin Savage to Murphy Ramirez Sanchez Jr. III to now Sin Synergy. I went through a lot of things. I went through a lot of changes. And so has the NHBL, and so has the TF2 community as a whole. But what stayed consistent through all of that is the love and dedication that I had for the players, for the boxers, for the staff, for the entire TF2 community. In the end, I am incredibly humble for the things that I have achieved, for the things that everyone else here at this league achieved. Sure, there might have been rough patches. There always is rough patches, but in the end, when season 10 finally is over and NHBL closes its doors forever, I said this from day one. And I told Fedora this. He probably won't remember because it's been so long ago. We've had so many conversations since then. But the one thing I told him when I came to NHBL, that when finally, because good things can never last, when finally NHBL closes down and it's in history and people move on from this, I have hoped that somewhere down the line, whether it be an NHBL Fight Night, whether it be in commentary, whether it be personal talks and DMs, or even the people I've met in real life, I hope that I made a difference. I made you smile at least one time in my entire tenure in NHBL. Because if I've done that, and I've gave at least a little bit of positivity in somebody's life, then to me, I think I did something right. I'm not perfect, no one is, but the NHBL is a cluster F of things. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Because in the end, we're all family. And I'm sure that we'll all still be family once NHBL is finally done and dusted. I'm incredibly thankful for everybody that I've worked with, everybody that I've conversated with, and everybody that made me who I am today. Because if it wasn't for all you guys, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. And I wouldn't have grown from that 12-year-old boy to what I am today. A much more confident person, a much more focused person. And I hope that everyone at home that was watching on a Twitch channel and everyone here on the server still can feel the same way, that the NHBL gave them something of a purpose while it was here. Just one last thing though too. I did not have sexual relations with that bucket. Okay, I lied. I did. I'm sorry. I really did. It happened. It happens. It happens once or twice. Listen, I had a blast here with NHBL. We all like to have fun. I definitely have my fun. I really can't thank you guys enough. And the NHBL, I can't thank everyone enough for all the good memories and times I've had. We only have a couple more weeks in NHBL. Let's live it to the fullest. Thank you very much.